Hi, I'm Jay, but you know that already, because you're probably one of my Twitter mutuals or a close friend that I sent this to, otherwise no one would have watched this. I wanted to make a short video because it's fun, but I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. Well, now I do, thanks to a memory. When I was 14, on a lovely app known as Discord, I met a group of people. These guys were a bunch of nerdy punk rockers from all different area codes and wanted to talk about one common interest: music. I was friends with this group for a while, and after a couple of months of being friends, I found out through a third party that my nickname was Tommy Boy. I was offended and rather confused, and I thought this was because I was a loud, fat blonde like in the movie Tommy Boy. I was wrong. I was informed that my nickname was Tommy Boy after Tom Green. I was still confused, and I asked why that was. I was met with an odd response. Well, you're odd. You talk about weird shit, and you never stop talking, and honestly, half the time it's really funny, just like Tom Green. So that pretty much sums up my personality, I guess. So I want to talk about someone who I've always admired and I apparently emulated at age 14. Tom Green. Tom Green is a comedian and a unique one at that. I grew up watching him in stuff like Road Trip, Stealing Harvard, and my all-time favorite, Freddy Gets Fingered. Honestly, Freddy Gets Fingered isn't even just one of my favorite Tom Green films. It's in my top 5 favorite films. That goes Basketball, Sleepaway Camp, Reanimator, and Freddy Gets Fingered. This film changed a lot of my humor. And there's a couple things you need to know about Tom Green before we get into this. 1. Tom Green was once in a rap group in the early 90s called Organized Rhyme.
Check the OR, you like it so far.
2. Tom Green has ADD, and was in a Clone High episode about it titled ADD. The last D is for disorder.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is, plastic bag, plastic bag, plastic bag, plastic bag.
3. If you didn't know this already, Tom Green had his own show called The Tom Green Show.
This is the Tom Green Show.
He'd do weird shit like wear hats of meat and make improv songs from a rooftop about people passing by based on their clothes and appearance. 4. Tom Green is Canadian because all great people come from Canada. Shout out Dave Foley. 5. Tom Green was born the same day as the extensive first use of the lunar roving vehicle on the moon during the Apollo 15 mission, which I think is pretty cool. Tom Green is a sick guy. His work and comedy helped me overcome my oddness. When I was a kid, I was heavily insecure about my ideas and humor. People would call me obnoxious, annoying, weird, uncomfortable, and my personal favorite, a motor mouth. I always hated these things about myself, and I kind of shut down when I was 10 because I was just so sick of being made fun of, both in person and on the internet. At the ripe age of 12, I watched Freddy Gets Fingered.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
And I was mesmerized. Nothing had ever made me laugh harder and still hasn't. I've watched that movie countless times, and it even ended a friendship. By that, I mean I kept saying, "Daddy, would you like some sausages?" to one of my good friends until she went so crazy from it that she stopped being my friend. To say Tom Green influenced me subconsciously is an understatement. I think once I watched that movie and I realized, hey, this guy is weird and he's happy about it, so why am I upset? It opened doors to just not give a fuck. I started acting like myself more. I got into music that I actually liked instead of what everybody else liked. I started dressing like I wanted to and stopped worrying about opinions of the public. I was always weird. Hell, I used to play and draw on my own feces as a baby, and as a kid I had a biting problem because I thought it was funny when people made certain sounds when I bit them. These aren't really relevant, but it just shows what was going on in my odd noggin. My noggin? Anyways, that's the video. Just a rambling session. I don't want to film anything because I look like poop and I got a gross sty on my eye. I think I'll make more of these videos, I'm just not sure. I think I'll just have a spur in the moment, hey, I want to write something about that, and I'll write a script and then read it out, I guess, and then edit it later. Isn't like anybody's watching these, but have a nice day.